Cool.
What's up? What?
Hey,
Huh?
how you doing?
I'm fine.
Good.
In your ass. Sorry, I was timing it, and it didn't seem right.
Nice.
Shit.
Nice.
Shit.
Welcome, Bleepity Bloops, to another episode
In your ass.
of All Sorts of Sports. I am under... No, I can't say that. I'm not in my right headspace right now. I'm way up somewhere else, okay? This is going to be a fun episode. Want to start off by saying hi to my illustrious co-host. I am Lord K. Dot, and that's the white man Ryan and the black guy James. How you guys doing today?
I'm getting over the flu, but otherwise, cool.
I'm doing great. And I can't wait for you to watch that Banshees movie.
Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah, so we can actually have a conversation.
Yeah, I get the sense that you're not too happy about it, but I'm excited to watch it. I've just been too preoccupied with some other things this week, including a separate project that I need to plug. Please feel free to subscribe to the Extraordinary Nobody.
I was waiting for that to happen.
Sorry, I'll let him plug it now. That's just me being a dick.
Link in the description. Subscribe. Please.
No, we're very proud of him and his projects.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so conference chat. Oh no, before any of that stuff, rest in peace, Bobby Beathard, longtime NFL GM, responsible through all those years that we had success in Washington with Joe Gibbs. Also was down in San Diego, I think right before 2000, like right around where they got Marty Schottenheimer and stuff. He was also the executive in Miami for the 72 undefeated Dolphins. One of the greatest GMs of all time, a guy that if you say his name around many parts here in Washington, D.C., he is one of those guys that is on like the Mountain Rushmore, who's responsible for those championship teams here in Washington. So rest in peace, sending all kind of love, prayers, positive thoughts, and energy to this family.
Speaking, also rest in peace to Bobby Hull, NHL great, hardest slap shot of all time, brought the Blackhawks a championship after I think like a 23-24 year drought, from just one of the greatest hockey players of all time. So rest in peace to the Golden Jet.
All right, so now we move on to that was going to be a terrible transition. I need to watch myself. All right, Conference Championship week is over. We now are in that long-ass gap between football and whatever the abomination abortion they call the Pro Bowl, and then the Super Bowl, which is all the way in fucking February 12th now.
First off,
why?
The Pro Bowl has been an abomination for years. I'm hoping that there are at least now I can tune in and watch certain parts that I like. Right? Longest pass, maybe that thing where they try and throw a football into a football-sized hole.
Aren't they doing
yards.
that? It's about to be a flag football and a bunch of
That's what they're doing.
That's
what they're doing. I don't think there's a game this year.
Right,
they're doing a flag football game.
But I can pick and choose what I want to watch instead of having to sit through the Pro Bowl.
Derek Carr better not get hurt. That's all I'm saying.
Just ruin his trade stock.
No, if he gets hurt in the Pro Bowl, like his contract is guaranteed. And we're fucked.
He is going, and he is gonna smash his foot with a hammer.
Like when it was announced that he made the Pro Bowl, right, as an alternate, he was like, I guess this year's invite got lost in the mail. Of course it fucking did. Like, go on another team first and then go to the Pro Bowl.
This is amazing.
Just saying, I don't want to get too hamstrung on this. Because actually, this reminds me of a topic I did have about the Pro Bowl. I'm going to save it for my other pod. The idea right now, if does Pro Bowl quarterback on the resume mean less because Tyler Huntley's there?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I want to know. We don't need to go long-winded on it.
That man threw 2 touchdown passes all year. What the fuck is going on
We
here?
don't need to be long-winded about it. It's a rough fucking look, bro. All right, so conference championships games are over. The Super Bowl is set. We have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And I want to talk about how both of those teams got there. We're not going to really do any predictions as far as the Super Bowl because we still got at least another episode to do before that happens, right? So mainly focusing on what came last week. Kansas City gets the win over Cincinnati. It was a game that I think a lot of people riding up to it Cincinnati ended up being that really popular pick, right? You started thinking about Patrick Mahomes getting injured, not being 100%. Then throughout the course of the game, losing his top 3 wide receivers at some point, just looked horrible. It looked horrible for their chances to potentially win something, right? But they gritted it out. They took care of business. They got it done. The mayor of Cincinnati is a fucking jabroni. And
that was awesome.
That was great. But what did you guys make of the Chiefs win? I know that looking at the predictions, who had what for that game?
I think I had the Bengals.
I had the Bengals.
Right. That's why I wanted to make sure you both said it. So how'd it happen?
I mean, that game could have gone either way, so you can suck it.
Right.
You fucking jabroni. Like, they won by the skin of their teeth. They were out of field goal range. I thought we were finally going to have the Josh Allen role with the Bengals playing that game. But I mean, the Chiefs are so deep at wide receiver. And that is why when Tyreek Hill left, we were all like, oh, is he going to be the same guy without Tyreek Hill? And I'm guilty of that too. All of their wide receivers are solid, and they have a very good quarterback, probably the best quarterback, throwing them the ball, which is why when everybody goes down, Marquez Valdez-Scantling has 120 yards and 2 tugs? 1 tug. Still got Kelsey. Kelsey was game time decision. Didn't look game time at fucking all to me. That man was still punishing people. And Joe Burrow had a couple mistakes. I mean, Mahomes had a couple mistakes with that fumble that was very uncharacteristic, but it was a close game.
That shit was fun.
I'm not angry with that pick at all. Without that foul, they weren't hitting field goals over like 45, 47 in pregame. So, I mean, those are the 2 best teams.
It went to overtime.
Those were the 2 best teams in their division. Point blank. So, we saw that the Bills were not even close last week, not being able to pressure Joe Burrow. He was getting fucking pressured all game long. So those are clearly the 2 best teams in the division, and it showed. It's a very close game. But Patty Mahomes on that busted ankle threw for 320, 325, a couple touchdowns, and the rest of his team stepped up. So also, hey, Eli Apple, Cancun on 3, baby.
James, what are your takeaways?
That's the only reason I wore this shirt. I just want to.
I know.
Did you win? You did. You did.
We got to put more respect on Chris Jones's name.
Yo, kid's a monster.
Yeah. He's ridiculous.
Was it true he didn't have a postseason sack up until that game?
Mm-hmm. Like, you would have pressures, but I mean, that just goes to show, like, hey, you can't always look at the quote unquote like sack totals to say like if this person's good or not. You know, like it's a dependent position, like as well, just like the receiver position is. And I mean, I guess like I fall victim to that too. Like when it comes to the Chiefs receivers, because when you look at the names of it, like I didn't watch their film. It's more so like, Scantling or whatever. Yeah, Valdez-Scantling was a cast off from Green Bay. And it's like
their entire wide receiver core are basically cast offs.
Right. So, and it's like, all right, it's not just them, it's Mahomes too. And we didn't think that he was going to be 100% or close to 100%, but somehow, some way, he looked kind of like himself for a while, which none of us thought he would. When you hear about like a high ankle sprain, it's like, yeah, that's going to take some time, but he did his little strut and he made plays.
Yeah, man, he looked good. And I'm glad he's got these 2 weeks to get whatever, enzymes and baby hormones and whatever else he needs injected into his legs so that he can be full up for the ass whooping he's going to take.
That's the stuff they get from Epstein Island. So look, takeaways.
I almost said the word, but I didn't want to do
Takeaway.
It's like, you know how jellyfish roll up on like regular beaches? It's just like baby enzymes on Epstein Island, just floating
Ooh.
for harvesting.
Look, before I even get into the game shit, number one takeaway: Bengals fans, you guys suck ass. Like, you guys are terrible. Here's the thing: I did realize all of a sudden the amount of fucking trash you sons of bitches were talking before that game, to then hear how quiet you guys are, other than the bitch about the refs at the end of this thing. Y'all got to take this and learn from it and be a better fan base overall, because y'all look like some cold ass bitches.
And this is coming from a team that hadn't had a postseason berth in like a decade, go to back-to-back last year's Super Bowl, this year AFC Championship. Just take your little nugget and eat it and go home.
It's fine. You're right there in the day. You got Joe Burrow for the next how many years? It's okay. Chill out. But this whole, Lord knows, after seeing the way they handled this loss, I could not take them if they won. I just can't. I couldn't do it. So I'm glad they got this humbling effort.
Bunch of Eli apples.
That's kind of what it felt like, right? Like, it was this nastiness to it. Like, the only person that stayed somewhat above the fray to a certain degree was Joe Burrow, because it did feel more confident to everybody else. And I think Joe kind of led everybody into believing something. But leads me to a second takeaway. Patrick Mahomes shut everybody the fuck up. If you thought there was some sort of list that Joe Burrow was starting to climb up, that Josh Allen was starting to climb up, that Herbert might have started to climb up, Patrick Mahomes reminded everybody in this game, I am one of one. There is no one close to me. There is no one sniffing anything close to what it is I can do. I'm 27 years old. I have a Super Bowl under my belt. My wide receivers before this year, because I'm throwing the football, I could put a gun in your mother's head and you couldn't tell me the name of one of them. All right? It just wouldn't happen. Like, that's the thing.
Wait, no, he has the best tight end of all time.
I said wide receiver.
What? Yes, Kelsey is blocking on every play.
He's not blocking every play, but he can block, he can get in the way when he fucking needs to. But beyond any of those things, when it comes down to it, wide receiver, look, you can have a great tight end. You can have the greatest tight end, but you still need somebody else that you could actually reliably throw the ball to. And the thing is that when you see a Tyreek Hill go away, which is what everybody, the one thing from the beginning of the season I kept staying true was that let Mahomes cook. What Russell Wilson wanted to do, you can let Mahomes do, because Mahomes' skill set is better than anybody else in the league. And yeah, I don't know. I could see he was hurt the entire fucking game. Like, he looked hurt. He did look hobbled. He did not look like Patrick Mahomes.
It didn't hinder him as much as we thought it would, based on the fact that it's a high ankle sprain.
I didn't think it was going to hinder him all that much, remember? So, like, I still thought, you remember at the conversation we had last week, is, in my opinion, 80% of Patrick Mahomes, you remember we were talking about it, 80% of Patrick Mahomes to me is still better than anyone else in the National Football League. I don't think it's close. Like, I don't know, like, I keep saying this, and I don't think I'm getting it across enough of how highly I think of Patrick Mahomes as a football player, how I don't think we've touched his ceiling, and if we do, it gets in the scary hours. Because I just don't think, I don't think anyone can truly comprehend, if you really look at the film of what he can do. No one. He does those plays. You remember when Aaron Rodgers, when we were growing up, like over the last 15 years, you see Aaron Rodgers would pull off a play and you'd be like, God damn, how the fuck did he throw from that angle and do that thing, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, anytime that Rodgers would kind of do that, the play would break down. Mm-hmm. He'd try to buy some time, then he'd get the ball off doing that, right? Mm-hmm. People don't realize Mahomes is doing that damn near every fucking play, but makes it look easier than Aaron Rodgers ever would do it. Like, he's pulling off throws and angles and a release time and putting the ball on the money in places that what the fuck? Yeah, and he moved. Also, the movement. But
that's the point that everybody's like, you can't. He wasn't supposed to be able to move that way with the high ankle sprain. That's
what
all.
I say. I've told you, 80% of Patrick Mahomes is better than anyone else in the league. No. He proved it. What are we debating?
We're not debating anything. I'm talking about the fact that if you have a high ankle sprain,
it turned out it was
supposed to be able to move laterally just because you're injured. That's all.
It was a low ankle sprain. Everybody knows that.
But what I'm saying is that when I saw Mahomes and Mahomes was even moving around the pocket, he wasn't moving like himself. He wasn't. And the thing is, but I still think that if he's not, even when he's not moving like himself, he is so still far away better than everybody else.
We didn't think that he would be able to move.
I did. What the fuck are you talking about? Stop saying that. I did. And we're talking about my takeaways, you son of a bitch. Like, that's the whole point. Is this? It's my takeaways.
You're right.
So, look, just Mahomes, and there's no guarantee they're winning the Super Bowl, right? There was no guarantee that we're winning that game against Cincinnati. But I think what Mahomes did, especially there at the end, he called the penalty or not a penalty. It was clearly a fucking penalty. That run, you can tell he's not 100% on that fucking run. You can tell he was definitely not 100% after that fucking run. And even though there was a little bit of sell job, but there's an angle of the motherfucker could just ball. Next takeaway, anyone bitching about the refs, Cincinnati fans and non-Cincinnati fans, shut the fuck up. None of them mattered. They got a second, third down. Didn't mean shit. It didn't mean anything. Even if they had thrown a touchdown on that fucking play, guess what the refs do? Hey, guys, we called the play dead. You know what happens? That touchdown doesn't count, bud. And that's what went down. And they explained it clearly. Yes, it was something weird that we haven't really seen all that often, but it made complete sense. And when you see the video, the ref is clearly trying to run in, trying to stop the fucking play. The clock is running when it's not supposed to be fucking running.
You see how slow that ref ran on, though?
Yeah, some of the refs are in better shape than others. That's what it comes down to. But another big portion of it, another kind of takeaway, Arrowhead was louder than anyone had ever heard it being. You hear the takeaways from the game from Chiefs fans. They're there every week. They said, yeah, that was next level. And you remember what I told you guys about Joe Burrow and him having multiple plays that he can go to the line with? Guess what you can't do if you can't hear anybody? Change anything at the fucking line of scrimmage. And then on top of that, when you got the refs trying to take control and blow whistles that nobody can fucking hear because the goddamn stadium's so goddamn loud. So it's like there's a lot of shit that's going down in that game that it just it was I'm glad it was a good game because the game earlier the other game wasn't great. And I am blown away by Mahomes, and I just think after this year, to put some respect on his name thing is. Keep Mahomes' name out of your fucking mouth unless you got something positive to say.
Well, what happens when he loses by 20?
Doesn't matter. He got them in the dance. That he should know. You look at that and you're like, what?
Two things could be true, right?
What?
I think the issue that you're having with people is they're using the refs as an excuse as to why the Chiefs won, right? Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
Okay. So the Chiefs, like they won the game.
Yeah.
The Chiefs won the game. But the refs were also horrid. Like, two things could be true. I don't think it's one thing or the other.
I didn't see the refs having a horrible game, honestly.
They missed blocks in the backs everywhere on both sides.
Every fucking game, there's missed blocks.
There's holding on every play.
But
like, there's holding on every play. Like, what are we talking about?
But this is the game that matters the most.
It still happens in every fucking game. Every game. If you look at the trenches on every fucking game, it happens.
There's holding on every play.
I'm not talking about holdings.
Okay.
There were some uncalled holding. But like blocking the backs are egregious, and it's usually, in 3 sets with one ref standing right there like this. And they get called all the time. They just got called less. I don't think the refereeing made that much of a difference in this particular game, but it still wasn't great.
Fine.
Everybody, and that.
I wouldn't belabor the point, but my thing is that if that is the case, who gives a shit? It's the same way in every fucking game. Like, if you look at the road of games that lead up to, fine, we can have a conversation about what it is we're going to do with reps, right? But at the end of the day, as long as referees exist and they're fucking human beings, unless we're completely scrap the system and go into something else, I don't understand the bitching. I just don't. It's a part of the game at this point, and so they change it. And the thing is that
if we at any point address, like, if we come on here and we address the fact that it's a problem, it's
I didn't say that. I said that the people that are bitching about it in this game And the conversation around it when it comes to this game isn't a general purpose. Hey, man, the referees, we should do everything we can to make their jobs easier, make it more accurate. No, it's people bitching about the fucking game. And that's what I'm saying is like the bitching aspect of it is where I have an issue. Because everybody up until that point has had calls go their way or not go their way. It's the way it fucking works. Washington, there's still fans fucking complaining about that Giants game, and I want them to shut the fuck up. Like, there's, at the end of the day, there's shit that happens throughout a course of a fucking NFL season. There's shit that's bounced clearly for the fucking Bengals way if you want to look back through the playoffs the last few fucking years. Then outside of that, if we're looking at everything that, and mainly, as you said, my main thesis with it is because of Bengals fans talking about it. Because of, once again, the 3rd and 9 do-over didn't do anything. They punted the ball fucking anyway. And the Osai play on Mahomes was clearly a fucking penalty. So like it's, if I'm looking at those two, I'm like, shut the fuck up. And Osai, look, I could still, here's where I could say two things could be true. I could feel absolutely terrible for that dude and feel the human connection for him and still know he fucked up royally and he should have never, ever done that shit. And I could look at both of those situations and be like, yeah, I hope this is a great learning experience for you. And his teammate that was talking shit as they were going through into the tunnel, bad look, bro. Bad fucking look.
Yeah. And then, but did you see the press conference with the other teammate?
I did, with BJ Hill. I think he was with him. Yeah.
I respect that. Also, the other teammate that was consoling him on the bench, I respect that too. So
it was you couldn't have a heart if you looked at him on the sideline, crying his eyes out like that, doing the fucking I can't breathe shit that we used to do when we were kids. And it's like, damn. Like you feel for him.
Some people do, and some people don't. Just because they had money on the game,
or they were Bengals fans who, once again, like I said, need to do better.
Yeah. But other than that, the other talk that I heard about the refs coming out, this wasn't just the fact that like, oh, the referee is just bad. It's more so like, hey, we should have full-time refs. Like,
people say that though, it doesn't. So I started doing some digging into that. I think for an episode that we were gonna do months ago at this point, or maybe we talked about it partially.
Yeah.
The full-time ref thing doesn't do anything.
Why?
So like the idea is that even if you make them full-time, it doesn't change whether or not they're more accountable or not to what it is they're doing. The idea that you have to have is, what do you do as far as a checks and balance system for what it is they're doing as far as refereeing? Is there a scenario in which in New York or somewhere else at any given point in time, can someone call in and get the play right? Right? Is there a situation where people talk about like the microchips of football, which is something that they should be doing, right? But like there is a certain element where it is a completely human element. And we have to either have people outside of what's happening on the field take the time to get this play right. I mean, I hear y'all talk about people talk about the shit in soccer. What do they call that shit? The
VAR.
Right, VAR. And motherfuckers complaining about this, the stoppage of play, this, that.
It's complaining about the fact that they're not using it correctly.
They have it in the NFL. They get calls in all the time.
They get calls in for certain situations, right? Yeah. But it also depending on, is there a timeout? Is there time for them to do that to get the play in, right? So unless you're going to bring the plays down, unless you want to increase the play clock, maybe make the games a little longer, or maybe stop the fucking clock after every play, how are you going to ensure that every play gets in quickly? How do you look at like the situation where the week before we had you had the Jamar Chase non-catch, right? Or was it Devontae Smith? No, the Devontae Smith non-catch. Yeah. The Devontae Smith non-catch, where he get the fuck up to the line, guys. Should that be allowed?
That's on the other team's coach for not.
Totally understood. But when we're talking about as far as the ref situation, right? It got ruled a catch. Wasn't a catch. Now I don't. You got to be a fucking superhuman to be able to look at that in real time and to make that determination to get it right 100% of the time. Right.
I don't think anybody blamed the rest for that, though.
Totally understood. But what I'm saying is that, like, I don't want to nickel and dime it. We can't piecemeal this thing, right? It's like, so how do you get it right? Like, someone would say, hey, after that play, it shouldn't have been up to the Eagles to rush up to the line. It should have stopped. Play should have stopped, and we should have looked at it and see if we got it right. Well, if we're not going to do that, then where's the gamemanship? Where is the line between getting it right, blaming the refs for what, and then how do you fix it? And I'm just saying that the full-time referee thing, it gives them full-time jobs, which might allow them to work maybe solely on the NFL, but I don't think their other jobs or careers are interfering with their ability to call a game correctly.
I mean, do we not have?
They also get paid pretty good. Like some of these refs get paid like high six figures.
But
yeah,
like the thing is, like if you're saying if you're coming into it based on like we're only coming to you saying, hey, just make the rest full time and that's it. I get where you're coming from, but that's not the approach I'm coming with this.
Okay.
Like there's other things that could be fixed, but this is one of them.
So I'm asking, what are the other things? Because like the conversation to me, so even training, it's the still thing to me when it comes to the training aspect, right? Is that there is so many things. I am in awe every week of the refs being able to do a decent job at any of this. Are you guys not? Am I the only one alone on that?
I'm in awe at the players being able to catch like that, but that's what they do.
Yeah, a different thing though, right? Like if you're a player, you're focused on doing.
You can be.
We're not looking at each thing individually.
Specific.
What?
You can be very good at being a ref, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if your job is being a ref and you're training and you're learning, I'm sure there's AI shit that they can show you and teach you on how to make determinations better than if you're part-time.
You have more time on task, right? That's one thing. Two, the fact that like I don't want us to get into a conversation where we look at one thing and then you pick apart why that, like if we only use that, then it doesn't matter. We're trying to say everything as a totality, right? So having them full-time, having like the person on site that we talked about, like VAR or whatever, having chips in the football. Like it's more so like bringing all this stuff together to make it seamless rather than what we have now, where there's a multitude of errors when it's too much money involved for them to be fucking up like this.
So by counter, this is what I'm saying. So this is what we boil down to, because I understand everything you're saying. I'm not trying to take one piece and make it piecemeal, right? What I am saying is you have a choice. There's an imperfection of humans refereeing a sport, or you could get it right. Like to me, it's two sums, right? The constant bickering about the baby steps to take to get to a point in which the games might be slightly more accurate compared to, are we going to get it right? Like there to me, there's a difference. There's a disconnect there. There's a willingness to accept what and why is the line there to accept stuff compared to not accepting stuff, right? What's the most important thing of it? Is it getting the game right? It's the same thing I talk to anybody who wants to solve crime, right? We can put cameras on every fucking block. You can walk around with a GoPro. We can stop crime tomorrow. Nobody wants to do that invasion of privacy, right? There's like a certain element of, okay, what are we going to do as far as what are we going to do when it comes to this in this game, right? Where part of me almost appreciates the imperfection of the refs at this particular point, because it's been so long. And every once in a while, a bad fucking call doesn't go your way, and you learn real fucking quick, life ain't fair, buddy. Like, there's a part of that that's like part of the game that's always existed that I'm kind of like, yeah, it's kind of part of it, right? But then if you want to have it where everything is going the correct way, we can do that too, but it involves sacrifice. To me, you could slow the game down. You could stop the clock in between plays. You could make sure that everything goes up to a review board before the next play goes off, right? You can do all this. I could perfect the game of football where none of the calls get wrong.
You got to have the game flow. Now, and having full-time refs isn't going to solve.
It only comes up when something goes, when it's like a close game. Like, because nobody's talking about that Devontae Smith catch.
No one's talking about the Devontae Smith catch because of what the final score was, right? And nobody's talking about all the things that happened over the course of the regular season. Huh?
Nobody really would have talked about it. Like,
I mean, if it was a 7-10 game, yeah, they would have.
I mean, they wouldn't have blamed the refs for it.
Yeah, they would have. 100%.
When you saw it, did you think it was a catch?
I didn't see the replay.
No.
I saw the replay.
When he got up and he started doing this, we were like, wait, why is he doing, like, if he didn't do none of that, nobody would have said anything.
Well, he knew he didn't catch it.
I know he knew it, but nobody else did. Not even the DBs that was right in his face. They didn't know it either.
They were
so
that's the best.
If somebody just blaming the refs, they're just blaming the refs just to blame somebody.
It's the best defense in the country, though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
not knowing what this is. That's wild to me.
So just
getting 31 points hung up on you. That's wild to me.
I mean, you see what we did to him too. It just happened.
Crazy.
So just saying this, also a few years ago, the NFL did hire full-time officials. They do exist. There are 24 of them, I think, in the league at this point. Outside of those things, the average salary for the referees are over $200,000.
Man, I know people get paid a lot of money to be horrible at their jobs.
I don't, but that's the thing, is that I don't think the refs are horrible at their jobs. And I don't think the Cincinnati game at all showcased that they were horrible at their jobs. I think they do damn near an impossible job. And it's an impossible thing to think or expect anything close to perfection from them.
No, I just think they could be better. And there's ways to making it better. And for some reason,
I think it's foolhardy to make it better when you can perfect it, or you can eliminate the thing. To me, with the refs is taking it out of their hands is what makes it better. When you're talking about having someone else come down to the field to look at stuff on a TV or replay, what are you doing? You're taking it out of the hands of the refs. That's the point, is that there's nothing you can do that is really going to make the refs any better at what they're doing on the field. You might be one of them able to hold them accountable so they're more afraid to make a mistake. But beyond that shit, I don't. Yeah, I get it.
Take a finger for every missed call.
I don't love the conversation afterward. I truly do not love the conversations after games like this in which it's like burn the refs, and it just annoys me.
Let's just take a bit of the fact that I actually got a reference. And
there you go. And really K-Dot, you'll understand that reference soon.
Maybe.
Ever watch that fucking movie?
The Banshees of Inisherin?
Yeah.
Got it.
Like, also, I like how we're harping on the Chiefs game when the Super Bowl champions didn't even play in that game. The future Super Bowl champions. I'm sorry.
All right, let's address this right now. So you leave the Commanders fandom to go to Buffalo to also dick ride the Eagles. What's going on?
I'm not dick riding the Eagles. I just picked them before the season to win the Super Bowl. So, you know.
Is that a little part of you still hates that team? Not even a little bit? Yeah.
No. You kidding me? Donovan, I'm a Syracuse. I love Syracuse. I love Syracuse University. Donovan McNabb in the early 2000s was one of my favorite things to watch. Who was coached by
It's a black man who's a thing. Got it. All right. Keep going.
Well, I'm colorblind. We all know this. Can't see color if I tried. Literally, physically, can't. But that team is so goddamn good. And Jalen Hurts, a second-round draft pick, is so goddamn good. And that coaching is so goddamn good. They hung 31 on the best defense on the planet. Now, mind you, they didn't have a quarterback.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. I'm going to just stop you for a second. So, all right. Once again, Ryan apparently dicks rides the Eagles because he loves the taste. All right. Outside of those things,
Dick rides the Eagles because he loves the taste.
You can taste things with your asshole. You've told me about this talent. I don't know what this is a surprise to you. You said you used it so much you developed senses back there beyond just touch. What are you talking about?
I got a tongue in my ass. Wait a second.
That'd be awesome. No, sure. For certain things. Maybe on the giving end. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Also, they ran the ball down their throats.
All right, look, Philadelphia Eagles beat the shit out of everybody on their playoff run. Now they're in the fucking Super Bowl. And I think the big thing for everybody is, look, at the end of the day, you can't choose your opponents, right? That's not something you can do. You just play who's ahead of you, and they've been beating the shit out of everybody that's ahead of them, right? The question I have is, have the Eagles had the easiest road towards the Super Bowl than any other team in the history of the National Football League?
I don't know. And since it's not that egregious, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, no.
So the New York Giants, Daniel Jones-led team that beat the Minnesota Vikings, who we knew weren't good, they squeaked by them.
They were.
They whatted by them? They squeaked by.
Why? No, I'm talking about the Giants.
Oh, I thought you meant the Eagles.
No. I told you that the Eagles beat the shit out of everybody that went their way. Yeah, 100%. But beyond that, then you have the game in San Francisco is over the moment Brock Purdy gets hurt.
Oh,
does anyone disagree?
I do. 100%.
All right, go ahead.
This is the team that you can just slot any quarterback in. Their defense should hold everybody to 14 points, and that's how they win ball games. I said, I think the Eagles will outscore them such that even if they had, I don't know, Tom Brady in there, they're never going to come back because they're not built to do it. That game was over because the Eagles can put up 30 on anybody. And you have to be able to put up 30 on them, which is why the Super Bowl is going to be awesome, because both teams can do it. But they were never, even with Brock Purdy at 100%, they were never going to be able to score as many points as the Eagles. That was their problem. And the Eagles did it by running the ball, which is a bigger fuck you to the best rush defense in the country. Like, I think Jalen Hurts had like 100 yards passing. Like, that defense will hurt your quarterback, which is a problem if you have a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, but isn't everything you're saying more indicative of the short-ass field that they had to continue to play on?
Because of their defense, yes.
Because of the quarterback not existing for the other team?
Well, that and kicking the ball and having it hit the... Or was that the Eagles?
Yeah. So the idea that if you can't get a first down, right, and you're constantly having to punt the ball because you, once again, don't have a quarterback, and you punt to the other team, the field position that they have to go down the field, right, isn't really the defense as much as they can do to try to stop the opposing team. If they're already damn near in scoring range, it becomes easier to score, right? Once again, not taking away the fact they put up 31 points against, the best defense. But usually the best defenses are complemented by an offense that can at least move the ball. Like, you look at majority of the defenses that are usually really great have offenses that usually run the football. Why? You play the time management, time possession game. You try to move the ball down the field, and then when you punt, you have your defense play with 80 yards of field behind you, and it gives you leeway to do that. But if every time you punt the football because you can't get a first down, the Eagles are right there threatening.
But you're telling me you can't get a first down with Tebow Samuel and Christian McCaffrey?
Yes, when you literally don't have a quarterback. I don't understand. What's this hard to understand? I'm not saying the Eagles aren't good. They're 14 and whatever. I mean, the Commanders beat them. We'll say that for another point. The beyond that, you had the Eagles that beat everybody that came in their way, right? But my question was, as far as the ease of which they had to get there, I don't remember in the history of the NFL a team going into a playoff game with their third quarterback, and then their third quarterback getting hurt, their fourth quarterback coming in, and even at one point, the fourth quarterback gets hurt. Like, at that particular point in time, you're dealing with something that you're talking about, the body bag game, the Eagles versus the Redskins back in the 80s, right? Where Brian Mitchell ends up at quarterback at the end. And what happens if you don't have someone that literally can't throw the football anywhere? It just felt like, to me, San Francisco waved the white flag mad early in that game, which I have a lot of criticism for Kyle Shanahan. I'm just saying, we can call it what it is. The Eagles did a great job as far as beating the snot out of anybody that came their way. They didn't really have to prove much.
Yeah, they get to your quarterback.
If you want to give them credit for the Brock Purdy thing, 100%. Yeah, we can do that. We can play that game.
And Josh Johnson.
Look, 49ers could have hurt Hurts. They didn't hurt Hurts, right? So, like, I get that part of it. But I'm just looking at the Eagles team. I get it, but I'm looking at an Eagles team right now that, while I do think they're talented as shit, and I remember saying at the beginning of the year they could be 2-14 or 14-2. I don't know. It's just whatever Jalen Hurts does, right? And they've had the rushing attack. They've had everybody that's fucking worked their asses off. But if I'm really looking at the last time the Eagles have played a legitimate team, I gotta dig.
To me, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're
okay.
Like, at the end of the day, the Eagles are playing the Chiefs. And I'm going to go with history on this one. Jalen Hurts is on a rookie contract. That's kind of a recipe for success because you can filter that money to other parts of your team. And it looks like the Eagles did that pretty well. Like, including, like, picking up Ndamukong Suh, like, mid-season, like, off the random.
who is just beating people and then talking shit as he's done for a decade.
As you look at their defensive line and their offensive line, I kind of like Chris Jones is he's 1-1s, right? But the Eagles don't do that. Like he's on the Chiefs, and I'm giving him respect. Like
no, I'm fucking with you. Just fucking with you.
All right, but the Eagles got them guys too. And then on the offensive line, their offensive line is way better than the Chiefs. And I think that there's a legitimate shot for the Eagles to whip the Chiefs on both sides of the ball on the line. And if you can do that, like Mahomes is great and all, but he's going to have to do everything is going to have to be quick. And
which is what the Chiefs started to do this year. I will give them credit for adjusting.
That's the one thing that we said maybe a few games into the season, because I was the one saying like Hill's gone, shit's gonna be different. But they started to move the ball methodically down the field, and I didn't know if they could do that. And I admitted way early that they can. But
no, I think it'll be a good game.
You got Slay and Bradbury out there,
and Fletcher Cox, great name. Great name. And I just think
did hear that one.
Okay.
Like that was the loudest shit ever.
My bad.
I just think the Eagles are really good at adjusting like mid-game. Like, oh, we can run the ball against this, whatever defense, we're just going to run it. If we can throw the ball, we're going to throw it. And I'll give a lot of credit to Nick Sirianni. I think this game is going to be wild because I think it's going to be, both offenses putting up 400 yards. And it's probably going to be like 35 to 40 game, regardless of how well the defense is played, just because both offenses are so potent.
Well, we'll get into predictions next week. We'll get more into like breaking down where it is.
Yeah, I'm not giving my prediction.
No, I get it. I was just the only, and I know everything I'm saying about the Eagles right now should be taken with a big giant
turd of salt,
like huge fucking amount of salt.
I mean, but it doesn't matter
because I hate the fuckers.
No, but it don't matter. Like it's true. Like this, like they didn't really play anybody. Like,
so when I say that like they didn't play anybody, and that the playoffs is one thing, right? Yeah. But I'm gonna list a name of teams. I'm just gonna list teams, right?
Okay.
And you tell me which one of these wins do you find? How many wins do you find impressive?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, Washington Commanders, Jacksonville Jaguars, Arizona Cardinals, Dallas Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers, Houston Texans, Washington Commanders, Indianapolis Colts, Green Bay Packers, Tennessee Titans, New York Giants, Chicago Bears, Dallas Cowboys, New Orleans Saints, New York Giants, quarterbackless 49ers.
So a lot of those, it depends on the time of the year, like when they actually played, right? Because there's some situations where like, oh, there was a stretch where this person was hurt. So like, but then there's like, oh, this team was healthy and they made the playoffs. So, it really depends. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit about none of that because the Vikings went 13-4 and they're sitting their ass at home.
Yeah, no. So the point that I'm making in this, and once again, not getting the predictions as far as the Super Bowl goes, is to me the I look at teams that are battle tested. What have you gone through the course of your season to get to where you're at, right? When I'm looking at the big dance, like this Eagles team to me, with the playoff run especially, and I look at like when's the last time you played like real meaningful punching your mouth football? This feels very 98 Atlanta to me, where the Falcons at the end of that season had 2 losses, I think, going against Denver that year. Fucking all Dirty Birds fucking going crazy. Jamal Anderson, it's fucking nuts, right? They got a quarterback throwing twice as many touchdowns as he has interceptions. Defense, Chris Chandler. They're looking fucking stellar, right? Mm-hmm. But then you look through and it's like, who they play in the NFC South? And then who they play in the playoffs? And I actually give that team credit because at least they played 98. They played the 49ers in the first round. Then they played the Vikings even in the second round, right? But when you look at like where it is that they were, and then the Vikings had issues in that game, and even the game before that, the 49ers had issues. And I look at like, all right, when they got through all of it and they will look like the best team in football, they came up against the Denver Broncos, who had to like really slug it through to get where they were, and then they beat the everlasting shit out of them. It just became this sort of thing where it was like, oh God, these guys have just been playing like in two different leagues almost, it felt like.
All right, so how many games did Hurts miss?
4.
Mm-hmm.
So they played without their starting QB, and they were still winning, right?
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah,
They did
lost.
They lost.
They lost every game.
They lost all. Huh?
Yeah, when Gardner came in, they lost.
Yeah, when Gardner Minshew was in, they lost.
Because I think what Hurts gets hurt. Hurts gets because the Chicago game they win, they beat Chicago by 5. Then you had Gardner Minshew loses.
So they were 14. They're 14-3, but Hurts was out 4 games.
Hurts was
they
not.
Didn't lose every one of them.
I'm looking at what games Hurts was out.
Okay.
I don't know if he missed. Did he miss 4 games?
I thought he missed 4.
Well, they didn't lose.
I'm seeing the only two in a row.
All right, so he lost. So he missed 2 games.
Yeah.
And then did they lose both of those?
Yes.
Okay.
Against the Cowboys and the
The
Saints.
Saints.
So the Cowboys, was Dak playing?
Yes.
Yes.
And that one was close though, right? I thought
Gardner
it was.
Minshew threw for 350.
Yeah.
But my point is, like, even when they went up week 2 against the Vikings, their leading receiver was Adam Thielen because they shut down Justin Jefferson. So they've been doing the things that I think that they need to do on defense quietly, because
All you gotta do is win.
Jalen Hurts also put up 350 yards that game. So it's like they're doing a lot of the right things, the same things that the Chiefs do, which is why I think it's gonna be fantastic. I'm just saying they haven't had the hardest road, but they've done everything they need to win every game, and most of the time not by a little bit.
That to me is like it feels like they cover the spread to let you know there's a reason the spread was there.
Yeah, we are beating teams more than the bookies expected us to beat them.
Consistently.
Consistently all year. And then Gardner Minshew comes in and throws for 355. So our team is good under Jalen Hurts and also with Gardner Minshew in there because we have that good of a team. So
I wouldn't say all year. They weren't putting up points like that again. Like the point differential wasn't that crazy.
There's like a 1 or 2 week period where it was like,
yeah, they went ham. Like early in the season against Minnesota, against Washington, it looks eerily similar to the playoff scores.
Hey man, all you got to do is be hot when it counts.
Like, it's fair, man. You cannot choose who it is your opponent is. All you can do is whatever it is you do when you're in front of them, right? So like at the end of that. And that's what it is. The only thing that I would say is that if I look at this Eagles team, I look at an Eagles team and I'm saying this Super Bowl gives me an opportunity to know who they are. Because right now I don't know who they are. Like, I know that they're good. I know they're good.
It's a whole different thing.
Here's the thing. I know they're good, right? I look at the talent. I know they got guys. I like their coach. I give the organization, even though it hurts me to say it, a fucking ton of credit. They won a Super Bowl not that long ago, completely rebuilt the team and are back in the dance. That's a fucking feat. But I still look at this team, and I remember when Washington beat them, and I'm like, because we beat them by 11. It was like, and the game wasn't close. Like, and I was looking at that team, and I'm like, these motherfuckers right here. If you got a D line, get after these fools, right? This was like, I'm just looking at them like, these motherfuckers can be got. They can truly be got. But
it's a divisional game, so like you got to take that with a grain of salt in itself.
I do. No, it was strictly looking at the way the game itself played out. Right? Mm-hmm. It looked as though just from a physicality standpoint, one team was outclassing the other, and I didn't expect it to be that way at all. Hearing what I heard about that Philadelphia team,
y'all are more physical than the Chiefs.
We're more physical than most teams, as far as at least in the front four, right? But as you said, Chris Jones is a dog.
Yeah, but he's the only one.
Just saying, he's a dog.
Well, he's one of the only ones. They got a nice linebacker too.
I'm saying, like, I look at that, like the 49ers, while I do think that I still think the 49ers were the best team in the NFC. I do believe that to my core, but the idea that, like, seeing what happened with the Brock Purdy thing is just so aggravating. And I don't want to say this because I really didn't want it to be true. But if Dallas is playing in that game, it would have been so much better to look at. But anything would have been fucking better to look at. And it's not the first topic. It's like one topic broken into two fucking things. But if you look at the other two things we got, we're barely going to talk about it. Just got a text from Ryan telling me to move it on. All right, fuck it. We're done. Super Bowl preview coming next week.
Hold on. Like with Brock Purdy, like they kept it close for a while. It's just like with Kyle Shanahan, all he did was just decide, you know what? I'm just not going to throw the ball, even though I need to.
I wanted to get into that part of it, but Ryan wants me to move it on.
Well,
here we are. That man said, I'm not throwing on 3rd and 16. I'm just going to run it.
Did it feel like Kyle gave up?
No, it felt like if he had Brock Purdy throw, he may have destroyed his arm forever.
No. It's regardless of, like, you heard that Christian McCaffrey was the emergency quarterback. You hear Kyle Usage is the emergency quarterback on top of that if it comes down to it, right? You have – huh? Yeah, regardless of whatever it is, right? But if you know this is – if we don't win this game, we're home. We're going to the Super Bowl. Like, you let everything out, right? Do you not at least have McCaffrey try to throw it a couple times just to see what the fuck happens? Like,
and he threw it to a patch of grass on the far
so
left.
The one, yeah, after they did like a double reverse and a fucking flea flicker to get to that point. Like, I'm just saying, drop him back and throw. If it looks shitty, you're like, all right, next guy. Like, let's give him a fucking shot.
It made it seem like they just didn't practice anything at all. Well, I mean, you don't expect your starting QB to go down like fairly early, but then your backup to have a concussion and be ruled out like for the rest of the game, because if you get a concussion in the playoffs, you're not coming back that game.
And I've never seen a quarterback look as ill prepared to do anything as Josh Johnson did stepping into that game. It was a travesty.
Washington Commanders quarterback.
Yeah, for half a season. He was an emergency quarterback for us. So they left Mark Sanchez.
The other half of the season, which is also hilarious.
Like, you're 36 years old. You can't look that incompetent.
I mean, he's been in 15 different offenses.
I'm just saying.
He's probably got so many offenses rattling around his brain.
Like, we're talking about field position, right? The fucking bungled snap. Like, what was that? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's one quarterback. What's your job? What's your job? Get the ball from the center. Like, step one.
It would have been really good if Jimmy G was able to play.
I know that nobody's gonna want to hear this part of it, and I get it. I still think if Brock Purdy doesn't get hurt, if Jimmy G's playing that game, even if fucking Trey Lance is back there, they'll win that game. I do believe that the 49ers are better. The thing that I look at with the 49ers right now that I don't think enough people are talking about at this particular point is Kyle Shanahan has been the guy this year that everybody's talked about, has been the guy, like, around the league, right? Like, he's the smart, and you give him a lot of credit for what he was able to do with Brock Purdy at quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. But even beyond those things, you haven't won it yet. There are a lot of circumstances the teams you're on kind of choke it at certain different points. And if I look at the way the 49ers, even the defense and the rest of the team responded as the course of the game went on, losing their cool in every sort of circumstances, like it unraveled to a point at which I was like, does a coach even exist to get these guys on?
Kyle or Demeco?
I mean, Trent Williams is the dude that threw somebody away.
That's on offense.
Trent Williams.
So I'm not blaming Demeco for that one.
That was Washington's fault.
Trent Williams is going to punch somebody in the face. That's what he does. Just ask Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 more topics before we get the fuck out of here. The day has come. It's the second time it's happened. But Tom Brady retired. And I don't think we need to spend too much time on this. I'll ask you this. Do you believe it, Ryan?
Yes. I think this was a tester to come back and see if he could still do it. He didn't look himself for most of the season. And it wasn't long, it wasn't drawn out. It was short, to the point. And he's about to go get $300 bajillion from
$75 million
from Fox. And just the response from Gronk He's like, I gave you like a long letter last time, but fuck you. It's like, enjoy the second retirement like I did. Yeah, no, I think he's done. Sometimes you just got to go jump back in one more time. But I think he's at peace with it now. He got rid of Giselle, which I think was the whole point. And got, probably got half custody of the kids. So I think he's happy. Nobody's going to touch him. It just, he doesn't want to come back in and soil his legacy by putting up another, half lukewarm season. So good for him.
You see Giselle's response?
Yeah, HR wrote that, dude.
Yeah. Like, she legit sounded like an HR person after you get fired. I wish you the best of luck in your next chapter.
Well, I think they're done with each other. I don't think.
I know, but like the way that she just put just like that hit different.
You got an ex-wife. You know how that relationship works.
Yeah, they're petty as fuck.
I get it.
The fact she said anything.
All right, so you felt that when you read her statement.
That's a divorced couple.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
that's all I felt.
That is. Oh, I'm gonna stab him with a fork from Twitter.
So I told you how I locked myself out of my phone.
Did you do it again?
No, I didn't do it again. But what it did do is it gave me text messages from like way back. It gave me text messages from back during my divorce era. So I randomly went back. So I saw 2017 or something.
Did that.
It shit. Well, here's the thing. Back then was not fun. It is hilarious. It is fucking funny. Oh, you finally think this is the last time you're gonna talk. So you try to have that like, I got the right perfect statement to end this shit. And they say something else in the other one that gets just, fuck you.
I had such a good thing to fuck.
Yeah, you got me. Now I got to defend myself. Fuck you. Like, it's just beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, but I think Tom is done. Like, I just hope he doesn't Brett Favre us here. And like I said on Twitter, Brett Favre should be in jail.
Wait, Brett Favre didn't like send grainy flip phone dick pics? I hope he doesn't do that.
No, that's what Aaron Rodgers got to do next year. So, because Aaron's following the exact same blueprint that Brett is, they're exactly the same age that Brett started teasing the retirement thing, which means Rodgers has to leave Green Bay. He has to go to New York. He has to send a dick pic to a reporter. And in 5 years' time, he will steal welfare from a state. Like, it is written in the stars. It has to happen that way.
Yeah, except for the state is going to be the state of Ecuador, because that's where he's going to move to do all of his ayahuasca.
An ayahuasca lord, just a drug lord in Ecuador.
I mean, he's got the hair. He could go play a drug lord on HBO right now.
So I was looking back at the episode that we did last year when Tom did his initial retirement. Mm-hmm. And I had it at a 0% chance that he stays retired. This, I'm putting it at 50. I still don't buy it completely because I think it came too quick. I think he's doing the same thing we always do, like most of us do. You get into a new routine and you're like, this is fine. Like, I'm going to be happy doing what I'm doing right now. And after 2 weeks of it, you're like, fuck, I kind of missed the other thing. And I think that if he had actually took a month to think about it and then released a statement, I'd be 100% on the other side. I just think right now he's just being too emotional about everything. You should take your fucking time, bro. Like, the Super Bowl didn't even happen yet. You don't need to make the announcement already. I just don't think it works. I don't usually think it works out for those guys that way.
I think the fact that, like, when he came back last time, like, that, what you just said seems 100% accurate, right? But then he had to go through the year, and he's like, I shouldn't have did this. And he spent the whole year with a team that was decimated by injuries, and the coach that he was with before left. He had to deal with.
Yeah, but two things on that. Number one, he's not going back there. Number two, the other aspect of it is, have you heard every veteran on every podcast talk about past the age of like 32? When the season's over, you want to retire. Like, there's nothing about the game that ever seems. You think about when you start thinking the next time I have to go is training camp in the fucking heat. I got to go back to doing the fucking practices again. You don't want to have anything to do with it. almost every player says that if they were given the opportunity like 2 weeks after the season, they'd all probably retire and then come back because they're like, all right, the paycheck. Because it's like it's not fun. When you don't win at the end of it, it's just not fun. But the thing that you were saying, Ron, as far as like the drop off, 4,600 yards, 25 touchdowns, 9 picks. I still think he's playing at a much better level than like Manning was in Denver days. Like
I'm saying for Tom Brady, it was a drop off. Not making the playoffs. I think he wants to play as long as he can literally will a team to the finish line. And I think he can't do that anymore.
But you think about like in 2013 in New England, he throws 25 touchdowns, 11 picks. It's a worse statistical season than he has this year, right? And the thing with Tampa Bay is that right here this season, because of the injuries, because of everything that was happening, because they can never establish a running game, it was completely on him to do it, right? But knowing that he would never go back to Tampa Bay, that's off the books, right? That there's other teams out there that do have talent, that do have offensive linemen, that do have defenses, they potentially have him slot in there, and the job expectation is a lot less than anything he had to do this year. You don't think that's at least slightly enticing?
San Francisco? Probably.
Like Brock's not going to be right. Brock's not going to be right for 6 months.
No, Brock's out for a full year.
So a full year now. So full year. You saw the press conference today.
Tommy John?
You see the press conference today. Kyle Shanahan said, what about Jimmy G?
Said, nope.
He gone.
Goodbye.
Didn't he say that before?
Last year.
Yeah, I didn't believe that one
either.
Same day,
remember? Same time.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean.
Yeah, but now Brock Purdy exists, so Jimmy, fuck off.
He doesn't exist for the whole year, so he's not going to be there next year.
Like, if I'm San Francisco, I'm making the call and I'm saying, Tommy guy, do you want some ownership stake in a franchise that's been around for quite some time?
What's their cap situation?
$175 million.
Fuck.
That kind of matters.
Tom's got the $375 from Fox in there. He won't care. How many times have you taken pay cuts over his years?
Yeah, he has to do it. If he decides that he doesn't want to take like a quote unquote pay cut to play football and put his body on the line, then it's not going to work out. Because guess what? You got to let go some of the pieces on the team.
No, 12% of the team.
Of course.
Yeah,
but I think that's what we're talking about, right? Would Tom come back? But Tom has to know if he comes back, he's got the pick of anywhere he wants to go as long as they want him, right? So
he's
a little different. Okay. And that's probably the safest choice, is just to say that he's going to be retired.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't put him in the Brett Favre category.
He's not. Aaron Rodgers is in the Brett Favre category, and that needs to be said more.
I don't think.
Because remember, Favre didn't retire.
I know, but
Favre didn't retire immediately.
On his own right now.
He's not. Him and Aaron Rodgers are the same fucking guy.
Aaron Rodgers didn't steal from Mississippi.
That you know of.
Not yet. Tom Brady is getting Van Gogh's great-great-grandchild to paint dick pics and send them to people.
Because he's the GOAT. Nothing less.
There it is.
All right. There have been some head coaching hires in the league. Only two that we really want to talk about right now that matter. Denver's got a new coach. And Houston's got a new coach. What do you guys think of these hirings? Payton and Demeco Ryans. And there was a bunch of bullshit that was happening around it. James, break it down.
So Denver really wanted Demeco Ryans, right? But they also wanted John Harbaugh a lot.
Jim.
Jim, yeah. To the point where even after he had announced that he's going back to Michigan, I think Denver's owner flew to Michigan, or he flew Jim to Denver. And he's like, hey, let's have another meeting about this. Are you sure? You sure you don't want to come to coach an NFL team? Come on, you could do it. And he's like, nah. And then they tried to go to Demeco Ryans, and like he's like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather go to Houston, where they have a clusterfuck with ownership, but he actually played there.
Terrible history of scapegoating first-year black coaches. Why are you going to Houston? Anyway, continue.
It's a lot of the like, oh yeah, it's not going to happen to me. And I mean, he actually has history there.
That's
so
the only reason.
The hope, I know, but the hope I have for him is that he has success, and the fact that he'll be able to pick his QB Unless
not the first pick though.
Yeah, because Chicago is like they said that Justin Fields is our guy, and we're going to trade out of the first spot so somebody can come up and get Bryce Young. But we'll see how that goes. And then
I bet you Justin Fields ends up in Houston.
No.
People in Washington won't stop rumor mongering that we're going to trade for Fields.
I don't think Chicago's going to trade him.
I wouldn't if I were them.
For the number one or for more picks, maybe. Houston's dumb enough to do it.
No, I mean I wouldn't do it, but
just putting it out there.
I don't know, but yeah. So that happened, but all in the while, like the whole Sean Payton rumor was going on for months. Like, yeah, he's gonna go to Denver, but or he was waiting for the Chargers job, and he was going to bring Vic Fangio with him. But then Vic Fangio reportedly went to Miami. But now they're saying like he never actually signed the damn contract, so we don't know if he's there in Miami yet or not. Yeah, so it's just so much shit going on with that, and then the fact that now they had to throw Adam Schefter out there to say like, hey, let them know that these two hiring like timelines are just coincidence, and they weren't related. The fact that Denver couldn't get Demeco, so they were like, oh yeah, we'll send you over the first round pick you need, Saints, to give us Sean Payton. But yeah, it's all bullshit. We all see
it. And you know what both of these coaching hires are going to do to their respective teams in year one? Nothing.
I think Demeco will have success.
I don't think. Hold on. I know I've been sick. Nothing. They are both absolute clusterfuck organizations right now. Putting Sean Payton in a barn with turds this high and one shovel, it's just him. Not going to happen in a year. Can't get rid of all that shit in 1 year. I will say Houston has a little bit more of a backbone because we thought Russell Wilson was going to cook. Man forgot where the kitchen was. That team needs so much help that just inserting a $15 million a year Sean Payton isn't going to fix it.
Like, all right, what is the issue with Denver?
Okay. Their offense doesn't know how to play.
Do they have pieces on offense?
We thought they did, but no.
They do. They were hurt. But continue.
But they had Russell Wilson. Was Jerry Jeudy was hurt the entire season?
He's hurt for most of it, yeah.
And who else they have?
Cortland Sutton, who's also hurt. I think the third and fourth receiver got hurt. Maybe 3 to 4 of their offensive linemen got hurt. Their team was just hurt. Their starting running back that's actually pretty, like, he's good. He got hurt too. They cut Melvin Gordon because he kept fumbling. They have pieces on the team, especially considering the defense. Like, that's a whole nother thing. They have a defense, right? Okay. You bring in Sean Payton to kind of like try to fix the offense. I don't know if that's going to happen. Like, because
with Russell Wilson,
can he fix him?
With Russell Wilson,
maybe. Okay. I mean, you can't do that. You can't do that, but try, right?
You can try cheaper. And
Walmart
also,
money, baby.
Cheaper to keep them.
I got that Walmart money now. Hey, it's all imaginary, baby.
It's cheaper to keep them.
Yeah, they'll just draft somebody in the first round.
No, they won't.
Nope. You see why I don't like any of that?
I'm just saying that the fact, like, Denver has a lot more pieces than Houston, and it's not close to me. No, it's not close. The big thing about the grand doesn't agree. No, I mean, look, Patrick Surtain is already a top 5 corner. Probably you could make the argument top 3. already. It's insane. Like him and Sauce Gardner by the end of next season will be the top 2 corners in the National Football League.
Yeah, nope.
Whatever. So beyond that, Denver has one big issue, and it's to play Russell Wilson at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I think this is going to be illuminating, at least for me, because I'm of the idea that Sean Payton's slightly overrated as far as a coach goes. Because what I try to do, I spent a while day before yesterday looking at coaching records historically. And what I was trying to do was pair Hall of Fame coaches and their quarterbacks and seeing the symbiotic relationship between them compared to coaches that were able to do it with more, which is the more and more you dig into coaching stats, I know this is going to sound biased, the more I realize Joe Gibbs might really just be the greatest coach of all time because it's insane that he was able to do it with 3 different quarterbacks, none of which are Hall of Famers. Is just nuts to me, especially when you look at all the rest of the guys. When you see Sean Payton in the Super Bowl that he has with Drew Brees, Hall of Fame record, career, right? But the thing is that what I started thinking about was when Drew Brees went to New Orleans, do y'all remember the scenario and the situation behind that and what ended up with
injured with San Diego?
Right.
The UCL that he tore or something in his
shoulder. Yeah, it was in the shoulder because he tried to make a tackle or something and it popped. So
San Diego type things.
Always. So San Diego had Drew Brees. Drew Brees fucking sucked when he was first there. There's no getting around it. He just sucked, right? They draft Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers shows up. Brees goes and hires like a sports psychologist, a therapist, gets a quarterback coach or everything in the offseason, and then shows up a brand new man, right? And then after you had the injury, which I remember he went to Miami first to try to get signed there. And Miami's doctors like poked and prodded him and so he might have like a 25% chance of ever playing again. He didn't like that they were that crazy about it. And New Orleans said, we don't need to see a physical, just come play for us, right? There was some sort of relationship between Drew Brees and Sean Payton where Drew Brees always felt like a cast-off. Drew Brees always felt as though he was a guy that nobody really believed in. Drew Brees is also a fairly short guy compared to other quarterbacks. I look at a Russell Wilson with the guy that is probably best suited more than any other guy to be a reclamation project at quarterback, right? I think this is a combination of 2 guys, and they realize in Denver, we are stuck with Russell Wilson until 2025. There's no getting around this. This is what it is. And we have to find the guy that'll best work with him more than anything else, even if he's not our first pick. There might be other guys that we like more. There might be other guys that we see there's more upside. But at the end of the day, the most important thing, because it's the one thing that's tied to the organization that can't be moved, is Russ. And I think it kind of worked out for them that Sean Payton ends up being that guy.
It really did.
So I think, but at the end of the day, I think that this is a huge litmus test for both of those men. Once again, I think Sean Payton's a little overrated. And I also think Russell Wilson, now that it's all kind of being said and done, he had a great run, but that defense carried those Seattle teams. You got 2 guys that need to prove that they could do it together, and it'd be a hell of a story if they were able to make it work.
Can you tell me what the difference between Drew Brees ending up on that team in 2006? Is that 6? I'm going to go 2006.
Sounds right, 6.
And Sean Payton and Russell Wilson ending up together in the year of our Lord 2023. There's one big glaring difference.
Color of his skin.
Second glaring difference.
Dating a hip hop R&B artist.
Well, we don't
High
know.
Profile.
We don't know anything about that. What I would say is Russell Wilson's about to be 35 years old. Don't know if
Big point.
Don't know if these are the same. Like,
how old was Drew Brees at the time?
27.
So much younger.
Is Drew Brees coming off of he was coming off a major injury, right?
Yes, major.
Yep.
And is Russell?
No.
Ego.
Yeah.
Oh, and old. Age.
So that goes to K-Dot's point.
Age.
But he's old. I have to relent that point. He's old.
Move. He can't throw as far as he could, and he's not.
It's a big part of it.
He's not the quarterback from 8 years ago.
That's true, right? I get it, but we gotta see it.
But I'm saying you can
just write it off.
Work and
I'm writing it off. We can write it off. They
can work and mold a younger quarterback.
I'm upset that this happened.
When you get there's nothing. He can't be like, well, we're just gonna run 40s and get you more limber. Can't do it. He only has one toilet in his house. Maybe he's got more now. I don't know. He shits once a week. That's not normal. There's nothing normal about Russell Wilson. It's just, it can't. The old dog new tricks thing is where we're at here. He can't, there's not a whole lot of tricks left up Russell Wilson's sleeve.
Russell could probably play for another 5 years.
Yes. And you know what? Maybe I can grow to 6 feet tall. It just isn't.
No, you can't.
Tell me I can't.
Look, Josh Johnson apparently has been playing for 15 years.
I'm just saying,
he was there. I don't know if he wasn't playing, but he was there.
Video games, practice.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't. I don't. I saw a meme earlier. It was
Brian. Who will have more wins next year, Denver or Houston?
Denver.
All right,
but for a lot more money.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't really compare the two.
They don't give a shit about the money.
Houston doesn't have football players. like come on, man. Like it's not fair.
It's gonna be like 3 or 4 wins.
They got a nice corner. They got in the first round.
Look, these are two teams.
6 wins. It's gonna
Houston fucking blows. So here's the thing. Here's what I'll point that, and then we can end this if y'all want to end it. We'll go to final thoughts. I am hoping absolutely for the best for everybody involved in these trades or these signings, right?
Not Denver.
I'm hoping Demeco Ryans has success because I do think he's a good guy. I hate his decision.
Same.
And I don't think it'll work. But I will be very, very happy to be admitted that I'm wrong about that. Because here's the thing, Demeco. When they give you a talentless team and you win 4 games, there's no surefire bet you're back the following year, which speaks to franchise shit. Then if we're looking at Denver, and here's Demeco, just have them pay you for the remaining years and just go somewhere else. It's great. It's fucking awesome. That's
what's happening in Denver right now.
Go to fucking Thailand. Do whatever you got to do. And then in Denver, I don't think it's gonna work. But because I look at a Sean Payton team and I don't think he knows how to play conservatively on offense. And if you're gonna have to let Russ cook, because in Sean Payton offenses, they do nothing but cook.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Look,
I don't see a lot of good things happening.
It's going to really work, or it's going to be terrible.
I'm
Unlimited.
No, I'm not hoping good.
They're either going to be like fighting for the division like crown, or
no, they're not going to be fighting for the division crown.
Either they're going to be fighting for the division crown, or they're going to be like top 3 in the pick in the draft. It's either going to be really good or really bad.
There's no chance for fighting for the division crown next year. Kansas City still exists. You assholes still exist. Chargers aren't getting worse.
I put their defense. Like,
Chargers got an offensive coordinator finally.
Did they?
Yes.
I respect the Denver's defense a little bit more than what I guess comes across. Like,
oh yeah,
they're
good. Hold a team to 17 points. Russ scores unlimited 4.
Now it's depends on who they get as defensive coordinator.
Yeah, like look, if they ran it back with the same people with Hackett, like yeah, I get it. But let's see what Sean Payton. Like he might make it work.
Yeah, he might.
Yeah. I don't think he's as bad as what people are saying.
No,
like,
I just don't think he's got good pieces to play with. That's exact. It's like
he actually
Demeco Ryan had ended up in Denver. They would have fired him after a season. Except they just got Sean Payton, and now they can't do anything with their quarterback or their coach because they owe both $1 billion.
Are good pieces to have on an offense.
Not if you don't have a quarterback to throw to them. You could do whatever. You can run the best routes. your quarterback sacked because you want 8 milliseconds.
Right.
Fucking slow
The
shit.
whole fucking offensive line was hurt.
Right, cool. Draft an offensive lineman in the first round.
They're actually coming back. Like, all right, we'll see. That's all I'm saying. You gotta give them some time to see what happens.
No, they don't have time.
They have this year coming up. That's what they have. We'll see what happens. But yeah.
I'd actually almost bet money that Houston wins more games than Denver. But
Let's do it.
I'll have to see the offseason moves, and then I'll consider it.
Nah, fuck that. You so confident. Let's do it right now. Like, look, either one of us are going to actually finally fucking win a bet. So you want to do it?
Yes.
All right, 150.
150, fine.
Cool.
I'll take Houston over Denver.
Yeah, total
wins.
All right. There we go.
Final
You
thoughts.
just gave money away?
Huh?
Just gave money away. Okay.
Who, me?
Did I hear the bet correctly?
I'm taking Houston.
To win more games than Denver.
Yeah.
Is this reparations?
Hey man, you see what Denver just gave to Russell Wilson and Sean Payton?
Hold on. So, Ryan, let's say this again. You're taking Houston will win more games than Denver next year.
Correct.
And we're betting 150 on this.
Correct.
Cool. Thank you. I recorded that shit.
You
posting in the fucking group chat, and we're gonna go from there.
You got an affirmative action bet, son.
Hey, look, it's Black History Month, bro.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I got to give y'all some.
All right, final thoughts. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. It's that terrible, terrible time of the year where NHL's on the All-Star break and basketball's bad. And we have a week and a half or 2 weeks almost until football's back. Luckily, I'm sick at the moment, so I can go to sleep early, get my beauty sleep. But why do we do this? Like, why aren't they putting like the best NBA games? Why don't they schedule them for right now? And why, I want to ask, are there some nights with 7,700 NBA games, and then the next day there's 2? Why? Who makes these schedules? Because as a sports person who enjoys to watching sports, I would like to have a reasonable number of games on so I can select a couple games I'd like to watch every night. But when you have 47 NBA games and 14 NHL games on a Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, no, how are you making money? You're not getting my eyes on more games. If there are
you're getting them on one specific channel.
Right. I don't watch that channel most of the time. I have NBA TV, right? But you're still getting your ad revenue from me watching that particular game. But I can't watch 72 games in a night. I don't have that many eyes. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Like, whoever's making these schedules, the game's not good enough right now. Like, there's 100 to 40. The Celtics were up by 40.
Yeah, I hate that part.
I think the Celtics are up by 30 as we speak.
Don't give me garbage. Don't give me garbage sports, and then only give me like one watchable game per night. Do better. Sorry, it's my rant.
Chance, would you like to get next?
Oh
yeah, sorry. The score is 79-45. Boston
to who?
Over Brooklyn.
Ooh. No, Boston.
Yes,
you said over Brooklyn.
Over
yes.
Brooklyn.
I don't really have much, but Chainsaw Man is really fucking good. I didn't think it was going to be that good. I let it sit there for a long while, and I'm binging. Chainsaw Man.
It's my favorite guy.
Yep, it's pretty good.
John Moran has a triple-double, just in case anybody cares.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I have a really long little lottery pick.
One of those legs is down. I think everybody's on that leg tonight.
Oh, all right. Your final thought over, James?
Yep.
All right.
Hold on.
Once again, please look in the description and click that link to subscribe to the Extraordinary Nobodies podcast. Another podcast, a little less sports, more funny, and more political, maybe a little more controversial. I'm getting my Black Joe Rogan on. All right, guys, it's been another episode of all sorts of sports, and yeah, until next time.
Till next week.
What was that?
I was flicking off the people, not you guys in particular.
But why?
Fuck them.
I've been wearing a white glove all day, like I'm Michael
I was
Jackson.
wondering what the hell that was. I just didn't want to ask.
I have some eczema issue on my hand, and it looks terrible. So I've been walking around downtown DC, going from meeting to meeting with a single white glove.
Don't cover up eczema because it won't.
All right,
dry.
Michael Jackson.
No, I know. It was just mainly about touching things. I had to touch like doorknobs and
eczema. You can't transfer eczema.
It's not about transferring it. It's that some of the wounds are open from my eczema, so I wasn't trying to touch it.
Yeah.
That's why the fucking bandage is on.
Just get some cortisone. Man up.
I have that.
All right, love y'all. I'm out.
Fuck you.